Well, Jake, talk about your success this year getting into the offense, and so far so good through first few games.
Yeah, it definitely comes in a lot of practice repetition. And it's definitely a team sport, to say the least. And the offensive line is doing a great job. Unfortunately, Yoakum got a little banged up, but like I said, with practice and being able to step in and take the reps, just as Jordan did, I was able to get in there. And after that, it's just repetition and making the right reads and kind of going from there. So it's been nice.
Coaches across the board in any sport always talk about that. When somebody goes down, it just creates an opportunity for somebody to step up, such as yourself. And you just talk about that. I mean, somebody being maybe a backup or even a third stringer, always being ready because you never know when they might get the chance.
I guess you could say that's the difficult thing is when your name is called upon, you got to be ready and be ready to step up. And I'm not the only one on this team that was placed in that role. Probably the best example is Gio when Art Munoz went down in the Ohio game. Now he's a freshman, a true freshman. He's starting at tackle, and he's doing a phenomenal job. And it just comes into how your work ethic and how you prepare for a game. And you got to get every rep serious in practice, and then that translates into the game. I feel like the good players that are always ready once to prepare for the games. I try to do that. So my work ethic and film studies and practice. That's from that.
Let's talk about where the team is at right now. 4-3, a couple wins in a row for the first time this year. You got 4 games coming up. Got to win them all basically. Where do you feel the team is at right now in terms of where how you can play and where you still need to get to? And just
we're treating every game as a playoff game. And as Coach said, in Week 7, there's not a whole lot of teams that still have a goal that can still accomplish all their goals this late in the season. And we can do that. We can still win, Great West Championship and go on into playoffs, with a full head of steam. I feel really confident where the team's at, offensively and defensively and special teams. Every week I feel like we're improving. Offensively, last week in particular, there was a few hiccups, so to speak, and on my part too, just really breaking down the film and kind of going from there. But I feel very confident as a team where we're at, and I feel that we will be able to accomplish all our goals. And I feel like the team has definitely come together well, and bumps and bruises along the way. But that's football. That's the sport we play, and I feel very confident that we're still able to accomplish our goals that we set out in the beginning of the season.
This Saturday, or I should probably say Friday, Saturday, you're going to have a heck of a road trip to North Dakota. Talk about going to such a remote place, and it's going to be kind of tough to get back there. And by the time you suit up, it's going to be probably tough to be at your top form.
This will be a little different. I've never traveled in North Dakota, but I've traveled with some pretty fun road trips for us. From the sounds of it, we got a long flight, and then we get on a bus, and it'll be a little different because this week, as opposed to other weeks, like in Montana, we won't be able to go to the stadium when we land. Normally we do a little walkthrough the day up, but because we're getting in kind of late with travel plans, we're not going to have that. So it'll be a little different. It'll be a little challenging, and also playing on AstroTurf. It'll be different. Something I've never played on. Some of the guys have before, and it'll be weird playing in basketball shoes and athletic shoes as opposed to cleats, among other things. But we really got to step it up on the road. Unfortunately, we're 0-3 on the road, and we've had some tough games on the road. But good teams are the teams that are able to win on the road under those conditions, and I feel like we have a lot to prove on the road.
You talk about North Dakota specifically. What do you know about them? Have you seen anything on tape yet? They've lost a couple straight games, so they're going to be kind of hungry. And just tell us about the fight in Sioux.
I will say I haven't seen a lot of film on them yet. We'll start breaking that down tomorrow. But I know that defensively, they also run a very similar defense to what we just faced. What Coach was saying this morning was, they're not going to be as fast as the other guys, but they're going to be bigger than the team we just played. So it'll come down to a lot of game preparation and film watching and trying to get our keys down and how we want to attack this game plan and so forth. But I can't say much. I know that they're a good team. They're always going to be a good team, and we're going to have to face every team like we have a lot to prove because we do. It's a playoff game. We'll see more as the week progresses as we look into film and stuff, but we're not going to take anything lightly. That's just what you have to do.
Hey, Jake, with the offensive line, it's interchangeable parts, and the guys are coming and going. As a running back, do you have a different feel one way or the other when different guys are blocking in front of you?
Not so much. I feel like there's not a huge drop-off. Like I said, with guys going down and guys being able to step up and take their place. For example, when Will went down last game, we had a little jump going along the line, moving Scott over to guard and moving Matt Bertoli in the tackle. They all get the job done. They all are phenomenal blockers. I love running behind my guys. There's maybe a little bit, but nothing noticeable. I'm still making my reads. They're still getting the correct guys. Personality-wise, we're go get them kind of attitude. We're going to attack on offense, and we're going to run our offense. And as far as who's in there, I feel like it doesn't change. Whether like I said, when Jordan went down and I had to step up, we didn't change the game plan because of one guy, and we're going to do the same thing with the offensive line. We're going to run our plays, and they're going to step in, and they're going to do well. And Gio's probably the best example of that when Art went down.
And you've never played on AstroTurf at all?
I've never played on AstroTurf, so that'll be different. I hear some fun stuff about it, to say the least. I heard it's going to be tough, and not wearing cleats, it'll be different. I've never played a football game where I'm not in cleats, so it'll be challenging.
Here's the one question I have. You got a big chunk of the carries in the San Jose State game. And then just a couple weeks ago, you got another chance to start and get the majority of the carries. I know San Jose State is an FBS team, but any big difference, or were you extra motivated the second time around to go out there and show what you got in the second time?
I approach every team the same. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to try and fire myself up more than I should. I feel like when you try and do too much is when you're going to lead to failure. You do what you're taught to do. You do your role. You know your role in this team, and that's what you're going to do. With this, having little experience under my belt, starting the whole game in San Jose, it was nice. More experience, obviously, the better. But as opposed to when I played in Southern Utah, and then again last week, I'm not going to try and go, oh, I have to make a play, because that mindset, that's when mistakes happen. That's when you're trying too hard. That's when the ball comes out, ball security. That's when you're going to miss your assignments. You have to approach every team the same. You have to do your role. That's what it comes down to. Not trying to do too much.